Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Vanessa if you're new here. I am a registered nurse, a medical esthetician, and a certified makeup artist. This is the second video to my foundations that are safe for acne-prone or sensitive skin. The first one was more expensive foundations, things that you could find at Sephora or medical grade brands. This one is going to be more affordable or drugstore options. Like I said in my first video, this isn't an exhaustive list. I didn't go through every single affordable foundation, but I think I have like 20 something here, so it's a pretty good list. I also said in my first video that there are more foundations on the market that are likely to cause more irritation to your skin than there are foundations that have generally safe ingredients. So I put in a lot of work to go through and look at all of these ingredients list and pull out these 20 something foundations. I'll have them all linked below so that you can easily find them. And I'll also list any kind of like studies or anything that I think it will help you guys down below if you want to do your own research. I'm going to do this video the same way that I did my other video. So I'm not going to go through and talk about like how these foundations perform or how good of a foundation I think they are, because I haven't tried every single one of these foundations. So this is really just going to be focused on the ingredients in these foundations and not necessarily what kind of coverage they have, how they look on your skin, that kind of thing. I can do a separate video like that if you guys want me to after I try all of the foundations out, but that'll probably be way further in the future because it'll take me a hot minute to try all of them and form an opinion. So a lot of the things that I say in this video are probably going to be very similar to my other video because, you know, it's the same topic. But my criteria for these foundations is that the ingredients are either low on the comedogenic scale or they are not on the comedogenic scale at all. Comedogenic means that it's likely to clog your pores. There was a study done in 1989 by James Fulton, which is a really famous dermatologist. He was the co-founder in the development of Retin-A, and he did a study on the skin of a rabbit's ear on a whole bunch of different ingredients and recorded if the ingredient caused any irritation or comedones, acne on the rabbit's ear. So, like I said in the other video, this is not a definitive, this will break you out or this will not break you out, but it gives us a pretty good idea. So, do your own research. Everyone's skin is different. The other criteria that I used is it has to be fragrance and essential oil free because that is a common irritant. Acne is a form of irritation, and so fragrance and essential oils can further that irritation and either lead to breakouts or make your current breakouts worse. It can also cause contact dermatitis, and fragrance is a co-sensitizer, so it can make you allergic to other ingredients in that product that you otherwise wouldn't have any issues with. So I steer clear of fragrance, steer clear of essential oils, and also alcohol, denatured alcohol to be exact. There's other forms of alcohol like cetyl alcohol that you shouldn't have any issues with, but if on the ingredients label it just says alcohol or denatured alcohol, you want to steer clear because that's going to dehydrate your skin. It's going to lead to premature aging, and it can irritate your skin and worsen your breakouts. So all of these foundations are fragrance and essential oil free, they're alcohol free, and they contain ingredients that are either low or non-existent on the comedogenic scale. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The first foundation that I want to talk about is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is a really good foundation. I've used this in my makeup artist kit for a really long time, and the ingredients in it are pretty good. In all of these foundations, like I did in my other video, I'm going to go through and call out the ingredients that are on the comedogenic scale, and I'm going to give you their comedogenic rating just so you know and can make an educated decision for yourself on what foundations you want to put on your skin. This one contains dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5, butylene glycol, which is a 1 out of 5, dimethicone, 1 out of 5, and sorbitan sesquioleate, which is a either 0 to 1 out of 5 depending on what study you're looking at. The next foundation is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I used to use this foundation when I was in high school. It is super, super matte, so if you're oily, you'll love it, but it's a little bit too matte for my taste. But ingredients wise, it has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5, butylene glycol, which is a 1 out of 5, and tocopherol, which is a form of vitamin E, and it is a 0 to 3 depending on the study you look at. The next one is the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. This foundation has been around for forever, but they've just repackaged it to a pump, which I love because it's a lot more hygienic and easy to use. This one's also a really solid foundation, especially if you're a beginner or you just have like a normal skin type, you're not oily or dry. This one has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5. And it also has tocopherol, which is a 0 to 3 depending on the study. And it also has Red 28 Lake, which is a colorant, and it is a 2 out of 5. The next one is the Essence Keep Me Covered Foundation. I've heard really good things about this foundation, but I haven't used it myself. It has tocopherol, which is a 0 to 3 depending on the study, stearic acid, which is a 2 to 3 depending on the study you look at, and ascorbyl palmitate, which is a 2 out of 5. Next, we have the NYX Mineral Stick Foundation. Another thing I want to mention is just because I mention one foundation from a brand, don't assume that all of their foundations are okay to use, because a lot of brands will have 1 or 2 foundations that have safe ingredients, but then it'll have another foundation that's packed with a bunch of fragrance, alcohol, and pore clogging ingredients. So just keep that in mind as I'm going through these. But it has beeswax, which is a 0 to 2 out of 5 depending on the study, and that is the only ingredient that is on the comedogenic list. The next one is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. It has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5, and that is the only ingredient that is on the comedogenic scale. The next one by NYX is the Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. I've been wanting to try this one out, so if you've tried it, let me know in the comments how you like it and how your skin tolerated it. But it has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5, butylene glycol, which is a 1 out of 5, and tocopherol, which is a 0 to 3 depending on the study. Another one from NYX, they got a few good ones here. They have the Bare With Me Blur Foundation. I'm curious what kind of coverage this one has, like if it's more of a tint or what the situation is. But it has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5, butylene glycol, which is 1 out of 5, and tocopherol, which is 0 to 3 depending on the study. Next, by Milani, we have the Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation plus Concealer. I have used this one. It's very full coverage, but on me it doesn't last very long. Towards the end of the day it starts to break up and look a little, not the best. But this one has butylene glycol, which is a 1 out of 5, beeswax, which is a 0 to 2 depending on the study, and that is all. Now from CoverGirl, we have the TruBlend Matte Made Liquid Foundation. This one has talc, which is a 1 out of 5. I said this in my other video too. Talc is an ingredient that is fine to use if you don't have any kind of open lesion on your skin. You have an active area of eczema or psoriasis, or you have active acne lesions or cystic acne where your skin is broken, or you have a damaged skin barrier, you don't want to use talc because it can lead to further irritation. So be careful with this one. I did want to call that out, but talc is only a 1 out of 5 on the comedogenic scale, so it's not likely to clog your pores, but it will lead to irritation if you have damaged skin, so just keep that in mind. This one also has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5, and stearic acid, which is a 2 to 3 depending on the study. Next, we have the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Foundation. I've also heard a lot of really good things about this one. It says it has buildable coverage and a skin-like finish, so sounds like it's right up my alley. And this one, the only ingredient that's on the comedogenic scale is hexylene glycol, and it is a 0 to 2 out of 5 depending on the study. Next, we have the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. This one has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5. Talc again, so if you have damaged skin, again, stay clear of this one. It's a 1 out of 5. And tocopherol, which is 0 to 3 out of 5 depending on the study. Next, we have the Juvias Place I Am Magic Foundation. If you haven't tried Juvias Place, you really need to give it a shot. They just have such good products, and they're pretty affordable for like the quality that they provide. I haven't tried this foundation, but I have heard good things about it. It has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5, butylene glycol, which is a 1 out of 5, talc, which is a 1 out of 5, and tocopherol, which is 0 to 3 depending on the study. The next one from Kiko Milano is their Full Coverage 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. It has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5, sorbitan isostearate, which is a 1 to 2 out of 5 depending on the study, butylene glycol 1 out of 5, hexylene glycol 0 to 2 out of 5 depending on the study, and that is all for that one. Next is a foundation that I've really been wanting to try and I just keep forgetting to order it. It's the Hard Candy Glamouflage Full Coverage Foundation. I seen in LOreal's recent video where she was comparing this to the Makeup by Mario foundation, which if you haven't seen my video like this for more expensive foundations, the Makeup by Mario is also safe for acne-prone or sensitive skin. But LOreal was comparing this one to the Mario foundation, and she said that they looked exactly the same and were very comparable. So that's exciting. I really want to try this one. But this one has butylene glycol, which is a 1 out of 5, and that is all. So this one's a pretty safe bet. And if you don't know, you can find Hard Candy at Walmart. Next is a foundation that I use and love. It's the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream SPF 30. I don't know why they call this one a CC cream, because it definitely performs more like a foundation than a CC cream in my opinion, but you know, whatever. This one has zinc oxide, which is a 1 out of 5, dimethicone, which is 1 out of 5, butylene glycol 1 out of 5, and ascorbyl palmitate, which is 2 out of 5, and carbomer, which is, I know I'm not saying some of these right, but it's okay, and it is a 1 out of 5. Next thing, we have the Neutrogena Sensitive Skin Serum Foundation. I love all of these drugstore brands coming out with serum foundations. You guys know that I use the LOreal tinted serum, hyaluronic acid, whatever. That one actually has denatured alcohol in it. So I've been trying to find something that's comparable to that one that I like just as well. I'm actually wearing that one today, but I need to stop wearing it because it has denatured alcohol in it. But this one I need to try because it doesn't contain any alcohol, and it has dimethicone, which is a 1 out of 5, and butylene glycol, which is a 1 out of 5, and that's all. So if this one performs similar to the L'Oreal one with better ingredients, that would be amazing. I really need to give that one a shot. And then the very last foundation that I have to talk about is Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation SPF 20. I don't know if I've said this in a video before, but I recommend if a foundation contains SPF that you still wear an SPF underneath the foundation, because a lot of the times you're not wearing enough of that foundation for you to get, like this one says SPF 20, which you should really be wearing a 30 or 50. But to get that SPF 20 that this foundation claims, you would have to wear a lot of foundation, and most people don't wear that much. Not to mention, most foundations start to look cakey when you wear too much. So I really recommend wearing an SPF underneath and then putting your foundation on top, regardless if the foundation has SPF or not. So that's just a little tip. But this Physicians Formula foundation has butylene glycol, which is a 1 out of 5, hexylene glycol, which is a 0 to 2 depending on the study, retinol palmitate, which is a 1 to 3 depending on the study, and then tocopherol again, which is 0 to 3 depending on the study. And that was all the foundations that I have to talk about. So like I said, just because these foundations contain ingredients that are generally safe, that doesn't mean that there's a 0% chance that they're going to break you out or cause irritation. So don't come for me if you use one of these foundations and it does break you out or cause irritation, because there's no definitive list, you know what I mean? Like, you really never know. Everyone's skin is different, everyone reacts different. You might be allergic to a random ingredient in one of these products, but this is a really good place to start, and this is what I would recommend for my friends and family, or criteria that I use for my own skin because I am sensitive and acne prone. But I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions or have any other recommendations for videos to make, or if you have a question about a foundation or a product that you're using and want me to check out the ingredients list, just leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, like it, leave me a comment, turn on the notification bell, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video.